call the meeting to order at 9 a.m. So we have, let's check, see. Brenda on. Brenda, are you on the Zoom?
Yes, Joe.
I'm asking for. That is correct. Name.
And then in the audience, I recognize Gigi.
And.
Martin Lee, the map.
Okay, let's get started. I had called the meeting to order at 9, but I don't think I got the recording, the microphone on. We have Brenda is joining from 78100 Main Street, Suite 102 in La Quinta, California. So because we have her joining remotely, we will take all of our votes by roll call today. So we won't just get to raise hands and say aye. So we'll go through and do that. That's the only thing that we need to do. We have a quorum in the schoolhouse. So I will start with roll call. I am here. Gary, not here. Joe, Barb, Ellie, Susan, Jeff, not here. Brenda. I see her on the Zoom. Brenda, we cannot yet hear you, but I've seen you on the Zoom. Patty. Welcome, Patty. This is Patty's first meeting. Newest member to the committee. Great to have you. Okay. Oh, yeah, Brenda, we can see you now. You're still on mute. Give a thumbs up if you're here. All right. I don't know if I don't know how that comports with all the rules, but I'm going to call it adequate. Okay. Any oral communications for items not on the agenda? Come on up to the lectern. Oh, and here is Gary. Yes, and please, you'll have to tap the button so that, oh, it's on. And state your name and let us know.
Gigi Mellon. Jimellon. Gigi Mellon. And I ride the trails with my suggestion on a slight safety one, just a little, going on Portola Valley Road, from Portola Valley up this way. You see, I think I have encountered a bike once or twice, but you can see the tracks. So I thought we should put a no bike sign, and not these little ones like this, a good sign on one or two spots where they dip in, because there's only a little no sign at the beginning of the trail, and that's not where people go in on their bikes. So that was my suggestion for a safety factor.
Okay.
The other one was the question about trails closing in September or November because it rained once, and now it's dry, and it's been dry. And I think in particular, Larry Lane is closed. Why can't we reopen it? Some of the other trails are actually hard because it's been so dry. So wondering why they have to get closed for, it's close to 6 months. No horse riding on those trails. Why can't we reopen them or something like that? That was my question about that.
I don't think there's a reason why we can't. We just need to go out and take a look. And if they're okay, then we can open them up. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Will you turn the
Yeah.
mic on?
Can I just clarify with you, G, that when you're talking about the Portola trail and the bike situation, you're talking about where the town starts?
Yes,
And then it goes down into that big ravine?
right.
And the trail is a single track?
It's single track and it's very safe, most of it, but then.
Right, but down below, there's a wire fence and.
Wire
yeah.
fence and you hit a
Okay.
bicycle coming. And the other consideration is you have people walking now. Now you have, especially older people with 2 sticks, they're looking at the ground. Where am I going to step? The bike person is looking at the ground and then they crash. So, the bikes on the narrow trails is, I feel, a real hazard, not just to horse people, but to walkers as well. So that's why I thought about, at least there, you could put, where there are narrow trails where there's no alternative or something like that, and
Yeah, I know where you're talking about.
yeah,
Thanks for clarifying.
yeah. The other, I haven't noticed in Portola Valley other situations like that, but I've not been in all of the trails.
Can I say at the beginning of that trail, just past the Presbyterian Church, there was a sign saying no bikes.
Yeah.
And it was taken down and Scott put it back up again.
Oh,
And I think you are right, that might be the only one there. But I remember some years ago, I met a biker and he said, I've been riding these trails for years and I'm not gonna change them.
well, you do have that.
So,
Can have some sort of, you're not supposed to, but what can you do? So anyway, that was just,
and at a certain point, it becomes, the town trail sort of ends and it becomes, I think, what, county, isn't it?
I could,
Becomes county trail after the town.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
just know that there, there's a couple places where if you
Right.
had, at least you can say it's obvious you're not supposed to be here. And then talk to Woodside for the other end to put a bigger sign, because the signs are so small.
Yeah, they are. And that seems to be the ethos of Portola Valley. The smaller, the better. So unfortunately, that's how, yeah. So maybe we need to take a giant step and have a bigger sign so that,
People see it, because
just
when
in
they're
case they miss the small signs.
looking elsewhere and they don't see the signs, they'd have to really look, oh, is it okay for me or not?
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
not
let's
allowed.
go ahead and we can take a follow-up to see what's possible for signage.
Or
I think
talk to the town engineer. maybe.
Yeah, I think if there's a recurring safety issue, we should figure out the best way to address it. Might be signs, might be something else in terms of physical, more physical indication that you shouldn't ride a bike there, or making it more difficult. You have to dismount to pick the bike up. There's probably lots of different options, but we should figure out what the best one is.
Yeah, I suggest we just make a recommendation to Public Works, put up a sign there. They have signs of different sizes and they'll get the job done. And rather than talk about it, a couple more meetings, just have it and do it. So if you can, if everybody
I can
agrees.
email Robert.
Yeah. Email Robert.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, go ahead. Joe's gonna email Robert. Yeah, and we also will need to coordinate with whoever has jurisdiction over the rest of the trail, and I don't actually know. Is it a Woodside trail? Is the town of, I don't think the town of Woodside starts at the edge.
No, I think it's county.
I think it's county.
Yeah, you're right. It is county. It's not, it's in Woodside, but it's a county
Yeah.
trail. It's not part of their trail system.
So, okay. Yeah, you gotta come up to the lectern though.
Hi, I'm Margie Lee. And my question is, who is the person that closes the trails?
This group.
The whole group decides it, or is there one person who looks into it and opens and closes?
Ellie, Susan and I consult on it.
Okay, because I was just wondering, like, how would we, what would make it easiest for town and the Trails Committee to, what would it be if had Gigi called and said, would you look at it?
Yeah, I would send it to the town clerk and the town clerk will route it to us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you.
So can I just mention something about the opening and the closing of trails? I think we've tried this in the past. Ellie, I don't know if you remember, whenever we try to open them in the middle of winter because they are getting dry, we usually get a rainstorm shortly thereafter and we have to close them again. And actually, I was on Old Spanish just like 3 days ago, and the classic part of Old Spanish that always is wet is still a little wet. So, I mean, maybe some of the other ones are drier, but I did hear that there is going to be rain toward the end of this coming week. And, you know, since we're just a volunteer group, by the time we all kind of coordinate and get up there and open, then we have to talk about closing them again. So I just want to kind of mention that as
Yeah, I-
part of the discussion.
Yeah, I think it's reasonable. I don't think we can expect the committee to be on call all the time to open and close them. But if there's an extended period of dry, I think it's possible that we could open them back up. Yeah. Okay, let's move into old business. Actually, I want to skip ahead to new business because we have Sarah Gilbert on the line. She only has about 20 minutes, and she had prompted me to talk about the mowing of the trails. Sarah is a ranch resident. Sarah, you're still on the ranch trails group? Yes?
There,
There you go.
unmuted. I'm the chair of the landscape committee, and we recently have merged with our version of a trails committee, which was called the Nature Preserve Committee. So we're kind of one larger committee.
Cool. So they have been instrumental in helping us identify which trails we want to reserve mowing last so that we get as much wildflower growth. So as many wildflowers can go to seed, so we get even more wildflowers the next year. It's been really great. I think we've had several great years of wildflowers in town. So I think part of what we had talked about, Sarah and I had talked about I guess it was just after mowing last year, is how do we more formally or systematically ensure that we have a plan for keeping wildflowers and making sure that we don't mow out of order. Right now, it basically requires, a handful, maybe even one or two individual people who are thinking about this to email the right people at the right time to make sure that it stays on track. I think one option is for this committee to form a subcommittee that is the mowing committee that connects with Robert, and every year it's on the agenda. We take a look at the plan and ratify the plan, make sure that it's in keeping with all the recommendations. We reach out to perhaps this Nature Preserve Committee. I don't know if Larry Lane area has a similar group of people who look after it. But that's one thought. I don't know if Sarah, if you wanted to share your thoughts on what you think what you've seen be effective and what you think would be effective going forward.
What you suggested sounds good. I think there's probably just a few people who would be really interested in being involved in this. And so I don't think it would be a huge committee probably. But if it would be something where it doesn't have to be every year, we need to remember to get in touch and exchange multiple emails, etc. But if there's some kind of a standing subcommittee that just sort of activates and discusses these issues. There were a few other issues on the trail mowing that there was some information from the fire marshal, and it would be really interesting to discuss that some more about the width of the mowing alongside the trails, and maybe how that might vary between different trails. Some are very wide and kind of doesn't have much slope on the sides, and others are very narrow and have steep slopes. And so there's some other issues. Probably the wildflower issue is the main one. Last year it worked very well. We had a lot of email exchanges, but it worked very well, and we were very happy. We got volunteers out there, flagged out the plants that were either flowering or about to flower, and the crew did a great job.
So this comes up all the time, right? I can remember 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years ago, this started coming up. It started coming up when we stopped spraying pre-emergence. And so that at that time, Howard was here. He put together a prioritized list of the order that the trails should be mowed in order to best preserve the opportunity for wildflowers to flourish, with the understanding that you can't move the equipment zigzag all over town, because we hire a contractor to do the mowing, and there's an economy there. If you end up moving it all over all the time, it costs a whole lot more, and we just don't have the money. That's not to say it's not worth improving that list, or at least trying to work with Public Works to make it the most efficient that it can be. Volunteers can help, I think, by staking out areas, temporarily. I know that stakes don't look really good next to wildflowers, but to help them, because they are contractors that mow the grass.
I actually don't think we necessarily need to improve the process. We just need to make sure it repeats. And, I think right now it just requires probably more coordination than it ought to. And so it's more just, can we codify what was done last year in some way? Either maybe we have Robert just write it out and it's publicly available for everyone to see, and sort of like the list that you reference.
Yeah, it's somewhere.
Yeah, so I think we should get that shared around, and then just that will, I think, give us all confidence that this will happen again in the right way each year, rather than relying on half a dozen people exchanging half a dozen emails just to make sure that it gets done in the right way. Because I don't know, people go on vacation, people have lots of other things going on, and it would be a shame to have that process break down.
Are we talking about specific trails that have a profusion of wildflowers?
Yeah, so
There are quite a lot, are there?
yeah, there's Toyon Trail is the one of the ones that I think we reserved for last, but there are a couple of areas on the Sweet Springs Trail where I think one area is maybe the only place in town where there's a particular kind of wildflower that you can observe.
Yeah.
Sweet Springs.
Sweet Springs. There's basically it's where you can observe Stanford dish from Sweet Springs. There is I'm forgetting the particular flower.
It's an Indian pink or something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that, I think.
Yeah. So, but I mean, we have.
They have lots of Indian paintbrushes all over the Cantor Trail, or
The which trail?
the Cantor Trail. What they call it, but they have lots of Indian paint, profusions of them. So are you saying it's just one clump or something? Okay.
I think these are different. I think you're talking about different flowers. But let's the point isn't about specific flowers. The point is let's have a plan to codify this. I think what we can do, I can take as a follow-up, is in the email to Robert, ask for this list, circulate it around, and make sure that it's codified into the instructions for the town maintenance crew.
And I think then it just comes up every time of year. It's just scheduled into our meeting agenda, and we talk about it and we look at that and say, is it still valid or not?
Yeah, go ahead, Sarah.
Yeah, and it's and that would be great to have that codified. Getting it communicated to us at least, and there may be others in different areas who would really like to go out and flag these plants to so they don't get whacked. We need a heads up. If we put these flags out too early, it turns out there's some people out there who decide they just don't like them and they take them away.
Yeah.
So we can't put them out too far in advance or they'll disappear. And so, but we probably can put them out, 2 weeks in advance, 1 week in advance, that kind of thing, but not a month. And I don't know if the timing changes every year, does it? Or is it pretty much the same time?
It's pretty set. They have to get it done by a certain time. So it's roughly starts after Memorial Day, I want to say.
Yeah, and this list was developed with input from folks in the ranch. Maybe those players have moved on, but I think if you work with Robert, you can get a copy of that list. And I think it's a great idea to just have it circulated so that everybody knows it exists, maybe put up on the website, something like that, and take comments. Robert's probably your best guy to get information from the fire department incorporated into it.
Okay,
Yeah,
we had talked about revisiting that issue this year, and so should I just contact Robert? Is that the best thing?
Yeah, why don't you, I
Sure.
mean, you can contact him and CC me, and we'll get the plan in place, because I will contact him about this stuff. I think we should also figure out how to get it, ensure it gets on like the March meeting. Is the March meeting probably the right meeting to do it? Kind of in the same vein as we do the finance review for finance asks roughly in March for the next fiscal. So we'll just get it as part of our kind of rhythm of business. Okay, I think that works.
Okay.
Any other thoughts on this topic?
I had a simple question. How much of this is discussing regarding the ranch versus the rest of the town?
It's
It's just
mostly
the
most of the
primarily
trails in the ranch, but I think it does also affect some of the trails up on Byron. What are some wildflowers?
Yeah,
And
it affects spring down.
oh yeah, it does. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
And when we say the ranch, I think we're talking about Coal Mine, which is half ranch, half Blue Oaks.
Yeah. So I haven't heard from Blue Oaks people about that, but I'm sure there's some there that care and and would like the flowers to persist and not get back too early.
Yeah. Okay, I think we've got a plan. Thank you, Sarah. Thanks for.
Okay, thank
Oh,
you.
wait, Mary, you have a comment or question? Will you come up to the, or right there?
I don't want to take too much time. Also don't want to be over liaisoning. But I have made some progress with the Anza Trail. And we have
Oh,
uncovered,
this is a new topic you want to go to.
this is public comment.
Oh,
Because
okay.
you don't have to say anything. You just need to
Okay.
hear me out
I
for
just-
3
we're-
minutes.
We're closing mowing. So we're done on mowing. Mary wants to have.
All
a
right, thank
comment.
you.
Okay, thank you. No, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. I just wanted to, I want to let
Just-
Sarah go. I know she has to go. She has to go.
Yeah,
so.
thanks.
I don't mind being dismissed at all. I wanted to say that in 2001, the town of Portola Valley gave a resolution to the National Park Service, a memorandum of understanding that states that we would, as a town, have, we entered into this agreement that we would have a representative from Portola Valley and a representative from the Anza Trail Foundation, and that would work together on the establishment of the Anza Trail, recreational trail through Portola Valley. Now, I'm not going to say too much more about it, except to tell you that this document exists, that and it's not up to me to make this decision. It's up to the Trails Committee to decide whether they want to be in control of this trail, because it is a trail, and whether you want to be in charge of what would be a working group to make sure that we understand what the implications are to the town. And I noticed it wasn't on the agenda. And so at some point, because this is, I'm just going to say, this is the 250th anniversary of the Anza Trail. And it came through here in March, essentially, of this March, in 250 years ago. They are doing a sweeping celebration or recognition of this trail along this, it's a 1,300 mile course. And they're coming to Portola Valley, although we don't have to host them, but it's certainly of great historic interest, and it amplifies. And I brought with me the historic trail. And basically show where it seems that the intention 2001 was to have it. Can I just ask, are some of the existing trails, do they go over that trail as well? We're talking about it going from meeting where it already exists in Arrastradero, coming out at Zotz, and going down Alpine Road and going down Portola Road and going down Whiskey Hill. Very simple, public,
easily accessible, easily maintainable, and also multiple agencies involved in maintaining them. Town, county, Woodside, et cetera. So it's sort of a very easy lift, in my opinion. But
Because
it's
the
as
trails
simple
are
as-
already there, right, Mary?
the trails are already
Yeah, and
there.
it's
The
just
signs are
rebranding.
already made. All we have to do is say, please send us 4 signs, and we can put them up on any kind of post you wish, and they're about this big. They're not at all, and that's all there is to it.
And is the benefit of doing that we sort of further solidify that these trails will exist in perpetuity?
Multiple ways of thinking about it.
Yeah.
I can only say,
There's-
in my
there's the
opinion,
historic value.
it's historic value.
Yeah.
This is a low impact recreational trail, dirt surface, and it's a system of 1,300 miles international trail. It's an honor, privilege, and what else is it? It's an opportunity to teach, and it's plays to our strength.
Yeah.
Which is our dirt trails.
Yeah. Since it's not on the agenda, we can't really get too far deep in it. I would suggest, and Mary had sent a couple of pieces of information that unfortunately came after I'd sent the agenda out. Maybe we have a subcommittee to look into this, to someone, maybe even just a point person who can work with Mary.
Do we have time just to put it on the February?
Yeah, we can put it on February too.
Yeah, I say
Put it
we
on
do
February.
that.
All right. Put it on the February agenda.
Yeah.
Uh,
There may be a public that wants to participate.
Yeah, that's a great point. Okay, let's get back to old business then. So we have the minutes for September, October, and November. Let's take a look at the September minutes. So Gary, Barb, Susan, Jeff is not here. And we have enough people to vote. Any additions or corrections or deletions? Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Barb moves. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Joe, you can't second because you were absent. Can I get someone who was here? Okay, Susan seconds. Okay, all those in favor? I'm just going to call out by people who are present. I am an aye. Yes. Gary. Barb.
Yes.
Susan. And Brenda. All right, she raised her hand. We can't hear her, but the hand is raised.
Raised.
There's video evidence. Okay, those ones are approved. Let's move on to October. Okay, so we've got Joe, me, Ellie, Brenda, Gary. Okay, any changes to these ones?
There's a typo on old business 3C number 3. It should be Priory School, not school.
All right, we'll get that changed. Okay, can I get a motion to approve?
Was I here?
Yes, you were.
I'll motion. to
All right,
approve.
can I get a
Second.
second? Okay, Joe, do you approve?
Yes.
I approve. Ellie? Brenda? That's a yes. Okay, and Gary?
Yes.
Right, so those are approved. Okay, let's go to November. We've got Joe, myself, Gary, Jeff, Susan, and Barb. Any changes?
There's a mention that we talked about having the hike in spring, and that's incorrect. Because in October, we referenced it as November 1 or 8. And we do the horse fair in spring, so the hike is always in the fall, so not sure how that happened.
Okay.
Somebody brought up, I know it was you, Susan, brought up that maybe we should postpone this until the springtime.
Wait a minute. I also thought that we discussed, Joe, I thought it was you that said something like, why do we keep on doing this? Why don't we?
Hang on. These are minutes. All it says is we're considering a town hike being scheduled in the spring. Does
Okay.
someone believe that that is incorrect, that we did not have that discussion?
I don't think I participated in that discussion and I was here.
Okay.
Hmm.
So Teresa, yeah?
Your discussion was that you would not have a hike because it was being handled already by the other group. It was discussed
Okay.
during the meeting, although it had initially been proposed for possibly at some point in the spring, it was determined
Yeah.
that that would not occur
Okay.
going forward.
So we'll
Yes.
make an edit that says we discussed a town hike to be scheduled in the spring. But concluded we would not pursue it.
How about we just talked about timing of a town hike and the possibility of it?
Great. So I'm just gonna leave, we discussed a town hike in the spring. I think that's accurate. Okay, with that addition, so that is, oh boy, 3,
November.
yeah, November something 4, 3D, 3C, for community engagement. We discussed a town hike in the spring of 2026. We are to work with Constantine Hiking Group. I'll just scratch the
Yeah.
Constantine Hiking Group too. So it's, we discussed a town hike in the spring. Okay, with that edit, do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All right, Joe,
Yes,
Fred,
approved.
Fred is a yes. Gary,
Yes.
Jeff's not here. Susan,
Yes.
Barb.
Yeah.
All right, approved. And we'll get those updated. Okay. Trail maintenance review, there's not, that didn't get into the packet, so we will skip that. E-bike recommendations, any progress on?
Nothing new. We're waiting for, or from the sheriff's department.
All right.
Can I just say about, I know we skipped over trail maintenance, but there's a trail that's really bad.
Okay,
And it's Cervantes at Cresta
Vista.
Vista. And it always washes out, but it's
Oh, yes.
hugely
Yeah,
washed
yeah.
out.
It's
It's
the
dangerous.
steps.
Oh my.
Yeah,
It's
it's
west,
got
it's
holes.
Westridge.
It's the Wester's Trail.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, and,
I can follow up with Charles.
Mary's
The
done a
west-
wonderful job filling in those steps over the years, but the swale just takes the water.
Yeah, I'll follow up with Charles.
Yeah.
Because because the road.
Because the road and
Yes,
the water
yes,
comes
yes,
in.
Yes,
Right.
yes. So it's,
On the West Ridge Trails, Howard and I stood out there and looked at the water drainage. The water drains right through there. I talked with the Ustras. I asked them whether they would, what they wanted to do. They said they would be happy to fix it. Well, you have to fix it every year, or you have to move the water off so it doesn't run right down there.
Yeah.
So the town, it's a rock and hard place.
Okay.
And it's really dangerous because
It is.
there's a dog that rushes
yeah,
there's a post that sticks up in the middle of the stairs that you can impale yourself on.
yeah.
And it washes out all around that post. So
I noticed that
Please
there's
feel
a,
free.
I noticed there's a trail that's being created that goes up the side of that very steep hill to avoid. So that's not good.
So is it reasonable to put the fix to the road on our capital improvement list? And, just pay no respect to the actual trail, just talk about, we need to fix the flow of water on a town road. Is that in our purview?
Boy.
Should ask Robert.
We could try.
Well, I mean, I would think you could put like a curb,
Yeah, something could probably be done.
direct the
Right.
water.
You get an engineer in there, they might know what to do.
relatively easily.
And there's a more complicated issue here yet, which is that because it's in the road right of way, it's theoretically the town's responsibility.
responsibility. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I say we put it, just the portion about the road right away, the curb,
Yeah.
the road. Nothing to do with the trail. That's not.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, speaking of capital improvements for trails, anything Anything new to report there?
Talking to me?
Yep.
Well, when, our manager, what's her name?
Darcy?
Darcy Smith, was here. She said, she talked about some other group providing detailed, list of improvements or plans that they were going to be doing over the next 5 years, in essence, their 5-year plan. So, I said, okay, she's kind of inferring that maybe we consider that. So I went ahead and went and looked at all of our past 5 or 6 years of, capital improvement items and came up with about 12 items that I think we should consider putting on as a 5-year plan. We could say which, I identified which ones can be done, should be done annually in the plan. And then the specific items that have been discussed over and over that still exist as needs. So I have this, whether or not, I'm not sure what the best way to proceed with it. Since all of you need to have input in it, do we want to agendize it?
Yeah, let's agendize it for for Feb.
Okay, and then I'll have
Um,
these out to everybody beforehand.
Yeah, you sent it to me and I'll distribute it out to the group. I should have gotten it on to the packet. That's
Do
my
we want to
mistake.
add what Gary suggested, put in
No.
the curb?
This is important.
Yeah, let's
Operation Riverwalk.
curb on Cervantes just north of Cresta Vista to control water
Yep,
going into the Cervantes Trail.
okay, good.
Okay, yeah, we'll get that agendized. I think you all will really like it. But we should get it distributed so that people can review it. Gary, any update on the trail easements?
I reviewed the trail easements on Alpine Road between the two Golden Oak intersections. The way it was surveyed is Alpine Road has markers at their actual edges, which include the road right-of-way easements. They don't show where within that area the road actually exists. So you can't tell how much room there is between the edge of the road and the edge of the road right-of-way easement. On the Stanford side there, we wanted to extend the trail down. So it would need additional surveying in order to figure that out. There was a fence that was put up, but came back down, which was good. There's a steep area there. So I don't know, trail standards would have to be looked at. But it would be a good place for a trail. So I think we just need to talk to Public Works about that, see if they have a better document that shows how much room there is between the actual edge of the road and the edge of the road right away.
Okay.
Gary, do you know how that fence came down? Why it came down? Was it
Somebody
enforcement?
said it was put in the road right away, or it was not a valid fence, and
So
it
did
came
the
down.
town enforce
The
that?
town
now?
did, yeah.
Oh.
It had nothing to do with us.
That's good.
Trail easements. So we've uncovered a number of trail easements. Mary and I are going to go on a road show when it dries out a little bit. So we know about the easement on West Ridge that connects all the way through to Shawnee along and goes through a creek. We know about the easements that exist on the south side of Hillbrook Road and go all the way up and cross Salzville. These are easements that trails have not been developed on, but the easements do. So just so everybody knows. We're just looking at those and make sure they're documented, and we're not necessarily proposing to build trails there, but we are wanting to make sure we understand they exist. And then lastly, I think maybe this is into the next one, but I can talk about Stanford if you want me to go into
Yeah, we can go to the
section
next
3.
one.
Okay, so Stanford's moving along. Mary left me a voicemail. I'm sorry, I was super busy, Mary, but I will reach out to Darcy today and talk to the planner. I did give Public Works a link to the YouTube video from the special town council meeting where all that was approved, which is really the best record of what Stanford agreed to do for trails. It's a long watch. You were there, Fred.
I think you go to the last maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah, there's some stuff dotted through, but then, yeah, the last part really sums it up. But to get full context, you have to kind of listen to the other parts.
I can help because the attorney gave me the resolution that shows that and also gave me the minutes that hone into those two. And I can send that to whoever I should send it to.
Yeah.
Who should I send it to?
Probably just to me and Gary, I guess.
To you and Gary. Okay. That might save on your YouTube time.
Yeah.
At least,
Oh, it's
yeah,
easy.
so I'll take a look at that. The resolution oftentimes will call out conditions of approval as set forth in something else. So that's a great place to start, but we also need to make clear to the planners the full conditions of approval with regards to trails, and those are, for example, the easements being granted before the permits being granted, the trails being put in before the work actually starts. Some of the stuff like the relocation of Alpine Trail obviously can't happen until, right? So there's some nuances, but I will get involved with the new planner and Darcy this week
Sounds good.
because it's moving along.
All right. Anything on Hawthorns that, I believe, my understanding is that the project is still moving forward, but they separated the historic portion from the other portion in the last meeting of the board of the Mid-Peninsula Regional Open Space District, which is good. There was part of the resolution was to cancel the whole thing, and that did not happen. Barb or Brenda, do you have any other updates there?
Can't hear her.
No, we can't hear you anyway. Can you unmute her from there? Try again, Brenda. No, we can't hear you. Yeah, it is going on and off. It's probably a microphone on her machine. No, it's on the computer. Is the update that I gave that the project is still moving forward, but the I don't know what to call the main portion versus the historical. Those have now been separated. They're going to table the historic, and we're just going to focus on the portion that we've actually discussed a bunch, which is, I think, generally a good thing. So it keeps the Alpine Trail improvements moving forward. But other than that, I don't think there's any other update on Hawthorns. Okay. Community engagement, Trail Center.
Okay, community engagement. First of all, good news. I have finally, after many months of trying, connected with Helen Shaughnessy of the Trail Center. And she and I are going to be meeting at the corner of Alpine and Willowbrook on Saturday. And we will walk up and I'll show her Eagle Trail. And perhaps she'll tell me there's nothing they can do. It seems like there's even been a little bit more of a washout since the last rain. And there just doesn't seem to be a whole lot of rerouting possible, although it looks like they could do something in a few spots. But anyway, I can report back on that in February, see what she has to say. Would anybody like to join me? I don't think too many people can join because then it would be like a meeting versus, right?
Yes. we
But
can't have a
anyway, I'm meeting
quorum.
her at 12:30 at the corner of Alpine and Willowbrook.
Who's Helen Shaughnessy?
Her name is Helen Shaughnessy and she's with the Trail Center.
Trail Center.
And
Who is that? Trail Center, that's not town.
No, Trail Center is a nonprofit organization
Ah.
that helps build and restore trails
Got it.
throughout the Bay Area, I believe.
and didn't they do some wonderful work on Toyon? a
Yeah,
couple
they
of
did.
years ago?
They partnered with the ranch to do a bunch of several sections of Toyon. They, I think, were the lead on completely redoing most of Razorback Ridge last spring.
Wow.
Wow.
It's a very nice trail. I don't know if I think those are the two projects that I know they participated in. Well, I'm a member and I donate every year. I'm pretty sure that they're all just donations. They're a 501c3.
So I do have a quick question. Does the ranch independently contract or ask them, or don't they have to go through us if they need to repair a trail?
Yeah, I lived in the ranch during the time, so I was aware of it, and they worked with the town to get the project together and make sure that all the i's were dotted and t's were crossed in terms of what needed to be true so they could do the project.
Okay, the only reason why I'm mentioning this, and you don't have to put this in the minutes, is the fact that Helen did say to me, I'm going to be looking at Toy on Trail anyway, and I like scratched my head and I thought, I don't remember.
She's probably going to go back and just look at their work.
Right, or maybe she's actually going to be walking on the trail and looking at the beautiful wildflowers. But anyway, okay, so that's number one. Number two, I took the suggestion made about walking with Constantine's group called PV Walks, and I will be going on one of their hikes in February, the first Wednesday in February. So I can report back on that too and kind of get a feel for why they're so successful.
Yeah.
But then again, we know why they're so successful. We don't.
Yeah.
Because of the founder. Anyway, okay, so that's it from community engagement.
So Susan, I have one suggestion. If Robert's available, if you're going to take anybody over
If-
to Eagle Trail,
Hello?
Robert, our town engineer.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, you said it's, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sorry. If you're going to take anybody, take him. You know, the engineers can offer ideas about how to repair
Mhm.
washouts. Now, some of the stuff ends up getting expensive, but you know, at least you have somebody you can bounce ideas off of or who can provide ideas. And I don't know what the limitations are with the volunteers, but Robert would be a great resource.
Okay, thank you. I've already kind of interfaced with him on this. And I'm actually, he's been so busy and
Yeah,
I
that's
could
the
reach out
problem.
to him again because I did want to walk with him also.
Yeah.
And I don't even want to ask him to come take a look with Helen on a Saturday. So,
Well, when it's
but
appropriate,
yeah, thank you for that suggestion. I will reach out to him again.
Mary, did you have a comment on this?
I had a comment. Nigel Ray from Ladera does a lot of physical work on trails, and he has reached out to me and said that he would like to do some physical work, and he works with a couple of trails maintenance groups and does them in other places, Santa Clara County, elsewhere. And I think he'd be a really good contact for you. And his number, if you want it, or I can.
Let's share. Yeah, privately. Okay. You unmuted.
I unmuted because I just wanted to include this in community engagement, and that is that we have to vote on the date for the horse fair so that I can do an application to the town. And
Okay.
Ellie has already, you take it
It's
out.
it's on the calendar tentatively with the town, but they need approval from the Trails Committee and then the application to cement it. So if you're all in agreement, I don't know, this is not on the agenda. Can we vote on it now or next?
Let's just get it on the next,
that-
the
okay.
next one.
It's, you know what? All it is a yes. The date. That's all we have to talk about.
Yeah, but shouldn't we allow public comment on that or
I mean, it's
Mary,
a
can you advise us? Can we take a,
vote on the horse fair. We always have it the third.
let's do a preliminary, we'll do a preliminary vote, put it on the agenda next time. And if anyone wants to come and.
Yeah, the only reason I'm pushing is because we have to contact people like now.
Yep. Okay, so for the Trails Committee, can we get, we'll get a vote on, what's the date?
16th of May.
16th of May. All those in favor of the 16th of May? I'm just gonna look at my calendar. All those in favor, I'll do a roll call vote. I'm a yes. Gary,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
Barb,
Yes.
Ellie,
Yes.
Susan,
Yes.
Brent is a thumbs up. Patty,
Yes.
all right. So yeah, we're good with that date. And if there's anything else, folks can comment on it and or communications next time. Okay. Now the last item on our agenda is selecting the committee leadership for the next year. I am not able to be the chair, so we need a new chair. I don't think I can take any leadership role. So do I have nominees for chair for next year?
I, Joe Coleman, nominate Gary for president.
Chair.
Chair.
I second,
Standing.
I second the nomination. Gary, are you up for it?
Sure.
Thank you.
Are there any other nominees for chair next year? Okay, we'll vote on Gary. I'm a yes.
I'm a yes.
Gary,
Yes.
you're a yes. Barb,
Yes.
Ellie,
Yes.
Susan,
Resoundingly so.
we got a thumbs up from Brenda. Patty? Yes. Okay, how about a nominee for vice chair?
I would nominate Barb Epstein.
I will second that.
Eckstein.
I will.
I can't do it next, I can't do it this
Okay.
year. Sorry.
All right.
Next year, but
Can we nominate, I don't know, Patty, how do you feel about it?
Trial by
That's
fire.
usually pretty good.
Yeah,
But you'd get so much help from every.
yeah, I think it'd be great.
All right.
All right, I nominate Patty.
Excellent.
Second?
I'll second it.
Okay. All right, I'm a yes on Patty. Gary?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Barb?
yes.
Ellie?
Yes.
Susan?
Absolutely.
Brenda's a thumbs up, and Patty, even if you say no, doesn't matter. All right, unanimous there. All right, secretary. Do we have a nominee for secretary? Joe's, you've done a bang up job.
Really?
Yeah,
You really? Seems
Yeah.
like you had a lot of corrections.
I think Joe did a great job.
I believe the corrections were both of the meetings that I took the notes for.
Oh. Well, I'd like to nominate myself.
Okay, I nominate Joe. Do we have a second for Joe? Second for Joe?
Yes.
And-
Barb
I'll-
is second. All right, I'm a yes on Joe. Gary?
Yes.
Joe is he?
Sucker.
Yes. Barb?
Yes.
Ellie?
Yes.
Susan?
Jawohl. Yes.
Brenda?
Auf Deutsch, ja.
Brenda's a thumbs up. Patty?
Trying to be
Okay.
creative.
I think it's unfortunate that we didn't volunteer Jeff for anything since
Oh.
he's not here, but otherwise, this is very, very good. So Gary is the new chair, Patty is the vice chair, and Joe is the secretary. So Gary, I guess, do I pass it over to you to adjourn the meeting now? I will. I will, as a committee member, I will move to adjourn the meeting at 9:53.
But before we adjourn, can we just have a little round of applause for Fred's leadership the last few years? Thank you, Fred.
Thank you.
And can I nominate Fred to be Woodside Trail Boss? Or Westridge Trail Boss?
Well, I
Westridge Trail
I
Boss.
believe that someone in the audience is already trying to get me to do some other
Okay.
trail job.
I just want to get that out there.
So,
That would be
Uh,
Westridge Trail Boss. In case, did
Yes.
anybody not hear me? Westridge Trail Boss.
yeah. All right, we are going to adjourn the meeting at 9:54.
Great.